My name is Tristan and I've been a carp angler for a little more than 10 years, and I have to say in all these years bait boats have always been a big part of my fishery. Sometimes I prefer casting, sometimes I use a Zodiac, or sometimes I use a bait boat, and I really do believe having a good bait boat in certain situations can give you a very big advantage. And last summer I was fishing in Bulgaria where I saw this boat for the very first time. And I was really blown away, guys. I saw the boat in combination with the brand new remote controller, and this piece of technology, it's literally a piece of art. I think this boat in combination with this remote controller can be so powerful, and I really do believe these two together can really catch you more fish. In this video, I'm not going to talk about the boat itself. I'm going to tell you a few things that I really like about the boat, but now we are especially going to talk about the brand new XR500 remote controller by TOSLON. A few things about the boat itself. I like the design. First of all, has a nice shape in it, aggressive look, so that's something I really like about it as well. We have LED lights, so yeah, the design of the boat I think is very sexy. The material that's been used, it's a very strong material. You don't have to be afraid if you are bumping to a rock or a concrete wall. No, the boat is very strong. And something that I really like about it, it's completely waterproof. What I mean by waterproof, you can just dip the boat under the water and there will not be any spill of water inside the boat. Fishing bigger lakes, if you have some waves, you don't have to be afraid. There will not be anything of water inside, and the batteries, they are secured. So the batteries, they won't fly from the back to the front, from the back to the front, to damage anything inside the boat. So everything is nicely secured. You can fish in very rough conditions and this boat will not be damaged in any way. So that's about the boat. I really like it, I'm really happy with it. But now we are going to talk about the brand new XR500 Sonar Autopilot GPS controller. A few important specs before buying one of these. You can buy this remote controller and you can place it on any bait boat you want. You don't need the bait boat from TOSLON. You can buy any bait boat you want and you can build this one on the boat. But about the remote controller itself, it has a range up to 1,000 meters. I don't believe you will be ever fishing on 1,000 meters. But if you want to scan the other side of the lake and you're fishing a bigger lake, you can do that. So that's really good. Another thing about it, the connection between this one and this one is so powerful. You can go in full speed and everything will be in detail shown on the screen. In the past, with other bait boats and other fish finders, when I was especially looking for fish, I always had to go slowly to get all the information. Now I can go at full speed and everything will be shown. So yeah, and it's very fluid. I never witnessed anything of lag or a bug or a black screen or lost connection. No, it's a really powerful a remote controller fish finder with this boat. Another thing, it has up to 8 hours of battery life. You can charge up the remote controller on the bottom side. We have a USB-C port. That's a really known cable these days, so everyone has it. So that's not an issue, and it saves a lot of problems. You don't have to be charging 3 different batteries anymore, because before you had to charge the remote control, you had to charge your external fish finder, and you had to charge the boat. So all these things take time and space. And now we are very compact with only this remote controller and the boat. Because me as a carp angler, I really like fishing active, changing swims, and with that I need to keep all my material as compact as possible. So this boat with this remote controller, it really fits in my fishery, because this one just fits in the back. I don't need all the batteries, I only need the batteries of the boat, and this one I can charge on the bank. I just need power bank, USB-C cable, plug it in and it's charging. So I never have to be afraid of this one going out of power. The only one I have to be afraid of is this one, because yeah, I have now 2 batteries, but in the future I will get some more, so I won't be in trouble with that. And also something I really like about it, especially for carp anglers who are looking for fish, we can now focus, put all the focus on the screen, because we don't have to be carrying around the tripod everywhere we go. We can just walk around the boat in the water and we can look for fish or interesting spots without having to take the tripod with us every single time. So I think it saves you space in your bivvy, and it saves you your shoulder, because every time you have to carry it around, my shoulder was hurting. So yeah, very happy with that. The monitor itself, it's very powerful monitor. What I mean by powerful, it's not the right word to say, but what I actually mean, you can walk around in full daylight and it will not bother the screen. For example, if I'm flying with my drone, I always have to cover up my iPhone because I don't see shit. Or I have to go inside the bivvy or go underneath the tree. With this one, you can walk around everywhere you want in a full daylight, full sunshine, you will see everything on the screen. So that's really well seen by TOSLON, that you don't have to be hiding underneath the tree or go into the bivvy to see what's going on. So I really like that. And now we are going to talk about what this thing is capable of. First of all, we have the monitor in the middle of the screen. Here we have the joystick, and with this one we control the whole boat. You can go forward, backward, left and right. Here we have some buttons. I will explain them later on, but now on the screen, what do we see? On the left side we see the map. We can see the satellites, the voltage of the boat, the time, the voltage of this remote controller, and then here on the bottom left side we can see the distance to a marker, the distance to a home spot, and so on. Here we have a compass, and on the right side of course we have our sonar. On the top side of the sonar we can see the depth. Then we see the temperature, and here we have like a live chart scope that you can see live of what's going on. We also show a little bar so you can see what's soft and what's hard. So that's about it of the monitor itself. Now we are going to have a look at all these buttons. First of all, before you do anything, here we have a function button. That button will put you in the menu function or in the boat function. So let's start in the menu function. This is the function where you can do all your personal preferences, where you can change your sonar colors, your depth range, all these things. This is all in the menu. So let's have a look at these buttons. We have the K1, K2, K3 and K4. If we pushing these buttons, we will position the cruiser where we want on the map. So for example, if you have downloaded a map of a certain lake, and you have a 3D map and you can see a plateau in the middle of the lake. With the cruiser you can go onto that plateau, you set it as a marker, and it will be saved in your fish finder. So that's really interesting, I think. Also later on I will explain you about the track that we're leaving, because everywhere the boat goes it leaves a track. So that means you can see it blue, and from deep blue, and it goes up to yellow to shallow. So the more you move on the swim, you're making your own depth map exactly on the left side of your screen, and then you can go with the cruiser to a certain object that you found, and you can save it as a spot and go fish on it. So but I will explain that a little bit later. Now we will go to the USR button. In the USR button we have first of all our basic settings. We have sensitivity, surface clarify, fish ID sensitivity, and so on. Sensitivity itself, I should recommend leave it on auto. TOSLON is doing a really great job at working with auto, so I really strongly believe that this is a really good function to put on auto. You can put it up as you want and you will see what your sonar will tell you, but I keep it on auto because for me it's the best thing to do. Then we go on, we have surface clarify. If we push on that, I turn that off, but you can turn that up and you will see the surface noise will be reduced. So that's personal preferences, or it depends on the situation you are fishing. But for example, let's keep it on 1 now. I think that's not bad. Then we have fish ID sensitivity. I turn that off because this sonar is powerful enough to show you the bows of the fish. You don't need really that he's showing you the icon of the fish, because if you will see a group of fish you will definitely see it. If you turn it all the way up to 9, yeah, every single leaf that is floating to the water he will show as a fish. So that's why I turn that off. Display theme, you can choose between a light display theme or a dark display theme, and then you will see everything will turn dark, but I like to keep it on light because it gives me more information of the sonar. Sonar color adjustment, I should keep that on auto as well, but this is only your own preferences if you want to change it, but I keep it on auto. Image style, we have 8 different image styles you can choose in. I personally took the 3rd one, but you can choose whatever you want. It's your own preference, what you like. I'm gonna put it back on number 3 because that's what I like. Colors of track. As I was saying, everywhere you go with the boat, it's leaving a track on your map side of the remote control. You can put that on auto, or you can put that on manual. I keep it on auto as well, because then it will look to the depth of the lake or canal that you are fishing in, and it will adjust it. If you put it on manual, you can do that. If you put it on manual, you have to put the first one on 0, of course. The bottom one, if you know the lake is 7 meters, you put it on 7 meters. And then it can make the map for you as you are going through the water. So let's keep it on auto for me. I think that's good enough. And then we have advanced mode. Advanced mode will bring you a lot of more settings, but we can have a look in it. If you go to advanced mode, it will ask you to turn it on. I already turned it on. And then once you turn it on, you go to next. If you push on next, we will have black backlight, USR button define, and so on. First of all, we have backlight. If we do that, it shuts down the light of the monitor. So you can make it, for example, in the night, you don't want that bright screen burning your eyes, so you can turn it down. So that's it for that. USR button. Now we are in the menu function, but later, if we are in the boat function, you can give the USR button a shortcut function. So if you go to USR button define, I put it on the daylight. So now I can just push one time and the lights go up, on and off. You can pick whatever you want. You can do your favorite waypoints, toggle low speed mode. You have a certain options to choose about. So this is a shortcut menu. And I think that's really easy to do actually, because if you are in the boat function and you want to turn on the lights, you have to go to the menu to turn on the lights. So I made a shortcut button with the USR button. I can just put them on and put them off. So that's really good. So now we have a key tone. If we look to key tone, that's the tone of you pushing the buttons. So now if I'm pushing a button, it says every time beep. If you want to turn that off, you can turn that off. Distance unit, I took meters. Speed unit, I took knots. Depth unit, I took meters. Temperature unit, I took Celsius. So this is really depending of where you live and what you use. But here in Belgium, this is what we use. Depth range, you can set it on auto as well. Then the boat is always looking for the maximum depth that you have. But I like to keep that here on 5 meters, because I think it gives me more information, because the screen will be bigger. Otherwise, if you go more shallow, you will see your sonar popping out and popping in. So I don't really like that. So I know here it's 2.5 meters, so I put it on 5, and then I always have the same grid line. I don't know how to really explain it, but this is the best I can do. So I put it on 5 meters. It depends where you are fishing, of course. Then we go to the next. We have all the sonar settings: solar gain, sonar beam. The gain, I put it on auto as well. I think that's well enough. Sonar beam, you can put it on wide or narrow. Wide is giving you a wider view. Narrow is giving you a closer view. It can give you more information about a certain spot. But I'm not really that guy who is really looking for that one spot. I know the situation of this canal, and I think with the wide beam I have all the information I need to place the rod on a good spot. Color palette, yeah, these are things you can download from the internet to have other colors, I think. Overlap data, so now he is asking what that you want to see on your sonar. So of course the depth and the temperature, I turn that on. Depth offset, if you see for example that your lake is flooded and you know how deep it normally is, you can adjust it a little bit. TOSLON, they put that on, and the same with the temperature. So I don't think you will ever need that. Shallow alarm, I put it on 20 centimeters. If I'm going into a really shallow bay and I cannot see it from my bank, I want my boat to give me an alarm so I can take it back, because I don't want my boat stuck in a really shallow area. So I put it on 20 centimeters. So charge speed, that's the speed of your sonar is coming in. If you put that all the way to 3, you will see this one is going very fast. And for me, to give me the best information, I put it at 2, sorry. So now it's not too fast and not too slow. So that's it. Now we go to the next. We have boat and autopilot settings. your boat type, you will have to say which boat you have. So you can have the TOSLON XR500, that's this one. You can have the sea boat and other. So if you want to build this one and another boat, you have to pick other. Steering sensitivity, of course, it's a sensitivity how fast this one reacts. I put it on 5, quiet arrival. I should definitely turn that on, because when you are fishing with an autopilot and your marker is here and the boat is coming, I set the range at 15 meters. So when the boat is 15 meters away from the marker, it will slow the engine down to 35%, and then he will slowly drift to the spot. If you turn that off, the boat is going full speed, and then he's on a marker, and then he stops the engines, and then the boat is drifting away. So if you want to fish more precisely, you should definitely turn the quiet arrival on. And I turned the power on 35% and the range at 15 meters. So for me, that is very good. Fail-safe. That is something I really should recommend you putting that on. Why? Because when the boat is losing connection with this one, he will automatically return to his last home point. So if you are fishing wherever you are, always first put a home spot. Before you go anywhere with the boat, set a home spot right in front of you. If you're not watching the battery life of this one and the boat is 200 meters away from you and suddenly this one is out of battery, it will give you a few warnings. But if you ignore the warnings and suddenly he's out of battery, the boat will count for 20 seconds and then he will return to his last home point. So that can save you a boat. So turn that on. Autopilot speed, I put it on full power, of course. Joystick speed, full power. Calibrate joystick. If you're seeing that the boat is not going straight in a straight line anymore, you can do a calibration, and the only thing you have to do is follow the steps. So okay, that's good. You have to put all 4 directions to 100. Once you've done that, the hundreds will be green. You put enter and your calibration has been successful. You don't have to be adjusting the little clips as before. Now it's only do a calibration and you're good to go. Channel trim 1, channel trim 3, that's not really important. We go to switch definition. Switch definition, I should stay away from it. TOSLON already set it everything you want. I just changed the names of it. But this is for a quick shortcut menu. If you want to have a few important things, they will pop up on your screen. And here you can adjust everything like how you want it. But I should recommend you do not change these settings, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can mess it up. So stay away from it. Now we have simulator. What that does is it shows you a simulator. If I turn it off, you will see nothing will happen because the boat is here on my bucket and not in the water. So to show you guys some image that's coming on the screen, I turn that on. So now we can see the sonar in action. Otherwise it would be boring for you. So we have language, of course. It depends where you live and what you speak. Now I turn it on English so you can see what I'm doing. Otherwise I should put it on Dutch. System info, not really needed for you as a carp angler. It's more for people who are working on the boat. Here you can see the software version and so on. Time zone, here you can adjust the time. So I put it on 24-hour time, and with now it's 7:52, so it's not 8 o'clock yet, so we are really early in the morning. But if I want to turn it up, I just put it on 2 and then it goes to 8, 9 and so on. So I'm gonna put it back on the real time, just like that. So that's for adjusting the clock. Radio bind, I don't really know what it is, so I'm not going to have a look at that. This is just brand new, guys. I don't know everything. It's not that I'm a master in this one, but now you see it. I only have this one for 2 days, and in Bulgaria I fished for 1 week with it, and I already know all these settings. So easy is it. Calibrate compass of handheld. That's this one. So now calibrate the compass. You have to do like that, and he will do a calibration for you. It's like the drones. You just do like that and it's doing a calibration. Now I'm gonna stop the calibration, but that's how you do a calibration of this one. If you want to do a calibration of this one, now he's asking you to turn the boat. So you pick up the boat, you turn the boat till it's done, and once the calibration is finished, he will tell you it was successful. We have a compass test as well. If you do that, he will ask you to turn the boat and turn the controller as well. But everything is very nicely shown, and I think even a kid from 5 years can do it. So it's not a big thing to do. Update the air boxes. That's for, I think, the boxes right here, but that's not something we have to do. Default settings, reset all parameters. I should said no, because I'm not going to do that. Import setting file, export setting file. I think that's not for us. That's for people who are working on this controller and want to import certain things. So that was it for these settings. Now we go on with the other buttons. If you push here, you will see this define switch channels will pop up. So here you can see if your boxes are open or closed. You can also close them and open them from here. Now the left box is opened, right box is opened. Here you can also do the hook release. Me as a carp angler, I don't really like using the hook release. I think it's more useful for pike anglers, but not for me as a carp angler. But it's on it, so why not use it? Then we have the lights. I can switch them on, switch them off from here. And that's what I was saying. Now we are in the menu function. So I put the lights on a shortcut button in the boat function, in the USR button. But I will show you that later on. Then we can zoom in and zoom out on the map. So now we are on 40 meters, 3 meters, and here you can definitely see the track that I was making. Here it's a really simple bottom. We don't have interesting things, but if you are fishing a lake with many different depths in the bottom, you will really see that here on your own little map that you are making. So yeah, we go on. Shortcut menu. This menu you will find also in the boat menu, but they put this menu in the menu function and they put this menu in the boat function, because this is a shortcut menu to put in the waypoints and going to the markers and setting a home position and so on. So I'm not going to explain them right here. I'm going to explain them in the other function, because this is a quick marker, waypoint list, home position, back to home, multi-target, autopilot, clear track, stop autopilot, track list, clear map, import maps, work mode, and so on. So I'm going to show you that in the other function. So yeah, we go on the loading files. That's this button here. It's the icon of a marker. Here you will see all your waypoints that you have been adding. You can also see all the information when you add it, the time you add it, the depth of the spot, and if you put the boat on the water, you will see the distance to the boat, so you can know how far the boat is away from that spot. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you push on that button and you do autopilot to target, boom, it goes to the target. So simple, is it? But it's in simulator mode, so I cannot do that right now. If you are pushing the power button, you will see that the screen is changing from split screen modes. Now we have a big screen with the compass right here and all the information we still need about the batteries and the distance to the markers. Now we have a split screen again, and now we have a split screen with the compass on the bottom side. And here we can see if the boxes are open or closed, lights are on or off. So I think that's really good that TOSLON put this one on, so you really know if the boxes have been opened or not, or if your lights are on and off, because sometimes you don't see the boat. It's weird to say, but I have situations that my boat is almost after the corner and there's a big tree hanging over and I cannot see the boat. But yeah, with this one I really know what's going on with the boat. So yeah, that's pretty much it from the menu function. Now we go to the boat function by holding this one down for 3 seconds, the function button, and now he's showing you boat control active. Now we are in the boat functions. Now it's not much anymore. This is also the function you will most need when you are using the boat. So the function of the menu, you will have a look in it once you bought this controller with the boat. You will set everything to your own preferences, and after that you keep it like that and you don't have to worry about it anymore. So now we have K1, K2, K3, K4 again. K1 is left box, K2 is the right box, K3 both boxes close at the same time. I think that's really good from TOSLON that they put that on, because most of the time your boat is on the
I have to drink some water, I think. But most of the time, the boat is on the ground. The rod is on the ground. You, with your 2 hands, you put the lead in. You take the lead with your other hand, and then you are stuck with the lead in your hand, and you have only 1 finger left. So with this finger, you only have to push the K3 button, and the boat boxes close. You don't have to be pushing different buttons. So I think that's really good that TOSLON put that on. So that's pretty much it. And K4 is the hook release. It's on the back side of the boat. You can use it if you want. I don't really like using it. Now we have the USR button, the shortcut button. So if I'm pushing the USR button right now, the lights turn on. So as I was saying before, you can go to that define USR button, and there you can pick something that you want to put here on as a shortcut. So I like my lights quickly on and off, especially when I'm fishing somewhere you can't be fishing in the dark. You have to turn these lights quickly off. So that's a good that they put that shortcut on. Then we have the button here again with the controls. If you push that button once, it will pop up a screen asking you to place a quick marker. You can put a quick marker, you can edit it, you can change the icon of the marker, you can change the name of the marker, you can personalize it how you want. But now we are not going to set a marker because I think on top of this bucket it's not really an interesting spot, so we're going to exit it. But this is how you can do a quick marker by just pushing this button. If we push the CCS button now, it can give you the ability to put the boat in a cruise control. So if you're pushing the joystick forward and you hold down the CCS button, now it's in simulator mode again. But if you do that, if you push this one forward and the CCS button, it will be in a cruise control. So that means the boat keeps going forward. You can still control the boat to the left and to the right, but it keeps going forward. If you want to stop it, you just pull the joystick backwards and it stops. So I think if you're fishing a bigger lake and you don't have a waypoint yet and you want to go to the other side of the lake, you don't have to be standing there like an idiot. You just put it on cruise control and it goes straight on. So really good that TOSLON put that option on this controller. Alright, now we go to this enter button again, and here we have that shortcut menu that I was speaking about before. We have the shortcut menu in both function modes, in the menu mode and in the boat mode. But here it's asking you again to put a quick marker. You can do it on this way, or you can just push this button right here. We are still fishing at the moment, so yeah, we can put a quick marker right here, and it's asking you the same thing to do. You can go to the waypoint list. Here you will see the whole waypoint list. If you've seen your waypoint that you want to go to, you push enter, autopilot to target, and it will go to the waypoint. But now we are in simulator mode, so we cannot do that. Set home position. As I was saying before, everywhere you go, you put in a home position. I think it's really important to do that. I'm just going to turn my lights back on because I think it's more aggressive. All right, back to home. I really think you can do that quicker than in the shortcut menu. You can do it here. You can go in the shortcut menu and return it to home if you need to, but you can also push this button with the icon of the marker for 3 seconds and it will return to its home point, so you don't have to go into that menu and scroll down. Just holding this one down 3 seconds and it comes back. Multi-target autopilot. If you want to scan a certain zone of a lake, you can set a few waypoints like how you want them to be, and the boat is going from one waypoint to another. So that's an option to make a map of the bottom of the lake. You can do it with the multi-target autopilot. Clear track, that's a track we are making on the map site on the left side of the screen. If you want to clear that track, you just clear it and everything will be vanished. Stop autopilot. If your boat is in an autopilot, so that means if he's going to a marker or he is returning to his home point, that's both of them are in autopilot mode. If you want to stop it, you can stop it here, but you can simply stop it by pushing the joystick backwards and it will stop immediately. Track list, that's a list with all the tracks you have been making, of course. Clear map is when you put a map on this remote controller, you can clear the map. Then we have import outline, import map. This is especially for the people who like to import certain maps into this controller. An import outline is an outline of a certain lake. Import map is a total map of a lake with depths or hard or soft bottoms. You have many different types of maps, but with this function you can import it. I think an import outline or import map function is very good, especially when you're fishing bigger lakes and you can see the border of the lake, and then you can see how far the boat is away from it. How do you do it? That I'm going to explain later on in another video, because it's not complicated, but it takes a certain explanation how you have to do that. Work mode, now it's in normal mode, but if you put it on the record or replay record, it will record everything of the screen. It will put that file on the SD card as well, and you can put it on your computer. And if you do a replay, then you can see all the files of the videos that you have been taking with the controller. But now we have only 3 buttons left. If we push the icon button again, it will be having the same functions as we had in the menu function. If we push it once again, we will see the waypoint list. So from here on you can go to all the waypoints you want. If you hold it down for 3 seconds, the boat will automatically return to its home point. If we push the power button once, it will change the screen. So now we have a split screen. Now we have a split screen with a compass and all the information about what's going on with the boat. I think that's really helpful that TOSLON put that on, because in certain situations you cannot always see your boat because there's a tree right in front of you and your boat is going just behind the tree. You cannot see if the lights are on and off, so from here you can see what your lights are at that moment. So now I can see my daylights are turned on, and now I see my daylights are turned off. So that gives me the information of what's going on with the boat. If we continue, now we have here the compass again with all the information about the batteries and satellites, but now we're having a full screen of the sonar. So I think that's pretty much it. I think I spoke about everything you need to know about this controller. I have this boat now for 2 days, and I was in August, I was in Bulgaria fishing for 1 week, and this is so far my knowledge of this remote controller. So it's not that complicated. You really don't have to be an engineer to work with it. It's so simple, guys. But now I'm gonna tell you a few more things that I really like about it. Maybe I should already told you guys in the beginning of the video, but if you go to the waypoint list and you choose a waypoint to go to, the boat is going to the waypoint, it's dropping the bait and it's returning automatically. But you can turn it off if you want. Before you go to a waypoint, it will ask you, now you are in simulator mode, so he won't be able to go to a waypoint, but he will ask you, what do you want me to do? And then you will see a pop-up screen with left box, right box, both boxes close, return to home point, lights, and so on. So what I did the left box, the right box, both boxes close, and return to home point. So with all these settings I put in, the boat is going fully automatically to the spot, it drops the bait automatically, and it returns to the home point. And I think, guys, this is something really useful, especially when you're fishing big lakes and the boat is away for a very long time. You don't have to be worried about the boat. You just let it go to the waypoint, and in that time you can take your other rod, or you can set your bank 6 or your rod pot, or you can prepare your other rig. You can make everything ready. Once the boat is again on the home point, you pick out the boat, you let it go for another run, and you don't have to be worrying about the boat. The boat is doing everything for you. So I think that is very useful. So yeah, that's my opinion about the boat and the remote controller. I think these guys are so powerful together and can give you a very big advantage. If you want more information about the boat itself, you can have a look on the TOSLON YouTube page. There are some videos about the boat itself. But for now, my meaning was to explain you guys this remote controller. And also for the people who do like using tripods, TOSLON thought about you. On the bottom side, we also have a little screw where you can mount the mount plate for a tripod, so you can mount it on a tripod. Because if you're fishing big lakes on a very big range, it's always better to keep this one up so it has a nice connection with the boat. If you put this one on the ground, you might have some troubles with the connection, but I think that's very normal. If you're using a remote controller, you hold it like this and not like this, okay? So If you want to use a tripod, you can. Also in the back there comes a little metal bar, so you can mount that on here, and there you can click on the necklace to hold it on your neck. So that's pretty much it, guys. I really think this is a very, very powerful boat in combination with this remote controller, and I think I will be having lots of fun with it in the future. I can't wait to go to the bigger lakes. Now I was just fishing here on this little canal to have a little test run with it. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you want more information about the boat itself, you can have a look on the YouTube page of TOSLON. There is a video of the boat itself. But for now, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna continue my session here, and I really hope I can catch another fish here. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on another video of TOSLON.